It was a chilly autumn night in October 1995 when the Lambert family moved into their new home in a quiet Pennsylvania suburb. The house had been vacant for nearly a decade, but it was in pristine condition. Sarah Lambert, a journalist with an eye for details, found the history of the house oddly lacking in records. Her husband, David, reassured her it was just an old house with a forgotten past. Their children, 12-year-old Emily and 8-year-old Jake, were excited for a fresh start. A week after they settled in, strange things started happening. Objects went missing and reappeared in odd places. The family's cat, Whiskers, refused to enter certain rooms. One night, Emily swore she heard whispering coming from the attic. David dismissed it as wind rattling the old wooden panels. But everything changed when their neighbor, Mrs. Callahan, stopped by with a warning. "Don't let them in," she said, gripping Sarah's hand tightly. "Whatever you do, don't invite them in." Sarah pressed for an explanation, but the old woman just shook her head and hurried away. That night, Sarah started researching the house. What she found made her blood run cold. 5 people had disappeared from the property over the last 50 years. No signs of forced entry. No remains. Just gone. Determined to uncover the truth, Sarah dug deeper. She found an old newspaper article detailing the last known disappearance in 1985, a teenager named Michael Reeves. His parents had left him home alone for the weekend, only to return and find the house empty, no sign of struggle. Meanwhile, Jake started talking to someone in his room. At first, Sarah thought it was an imaginary friend, but when she asked about it, he replied, "He says he used to live here. His name is Michael." Sarah and David exchanged worried glances. They tried to dismiss it, but then the shadows began to move. It started subtly, figures flickering in their peripheral vision. Then, one night, Emily let out a blood-curdling scream. Her parents rushed in to find her sitting up in bed, her wide eyes locked on the closet. "Something came out," she whispered. "It was watching me." David searched the closet, finding nothing but dust and old coats. But Sarah noticed something chilling, long, claw-like scratches on the inside of the door. Sarah set up an old tape recorder in Emily's room to prove nothing was happening. The next morning, she played it back and froze. Through the crackling static, a faint voice whispered, "Let me in." She barely had time to process this when Jake went missing. One moment he was playing with his toys in the living room. The next, he was gone. The front door was locked. The windows shut. But his favorite stuffed rabbit lay abandoned in the hallway, facing the attic stairs. They searched the entire house, but there was no sign of him. Then, Emily gasped and pointed at the attic hatch. "He's up there." David hesitated before pulling down the creaky ladder. The air smelled stale, thick with decay. He climbed up, flashlight in hand, scanning the dark space. Then he saw it, a small, dust-covered mattress in the corner. And sitting beside it was Jake, staring blankly ahead, his lips moving silently. When David carried him down, the boy was ice-cold, mumbling the same words over and over. "He let me in. He let me in." Desperate, Sarah called Mrs. Callahan. The old woman finally relented. "The house is cursed. Those who vanished, they invited something in." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. The whispers, the shadows, the disappearances, it all made sense now. Whatever haunted their house was looking for an invitation. That night, the family decided to leave. They packed hastily, keeping a close eye on the children. But as they reached the front door, a slow, deliberate knock echoed through the house. "Knock, knock, knock." "Don't answer it," Sarah whispered. Then, Jake, eyes blank, voice hollow, reached for the door handle. "It's Michael. He wants to come in." Sarah and David grabbed him just in time. The knocking turned into violent pounding, rattling the walls. The lights flickered. The shadows stretched toward them. A guttural voice growled, "Let me in." With all their strength, they yanked Jake away and bolted out of the house. As they ran down the street, Sarah glanced back one last time. In the window, she saw a gaunt figure with hollow eyes staring after them. Epilogue: The house remains. The Lamberts never returned. The house remained empty, its history forgotten once more. But on cold autumn nights, passers-by swear they hear whispers floating from the attic. "Let me in."